Word to this jury before they enter those deliberations over the fate of Adam Montgomery. The state they're saying, don't call him a father. He did nothing to deserve that right. Let's bring in our guest who is standing by for this hour. National trial attorney Mike Jaafar is with us. Michael, we've got the jury there. The verdict clock says they've been out for 51 minutes. These were powerful remarks from Benjamin Agati. Your thoughts on how closing arguments went from both the defense and the state?
I thought they both did a masterful job, and I want to take a moment to tip my hat off to the defense attorney. I mean, that was a very, I don't think it could be more difficult as far as the profile of a defendant than what she had to experience. And she defended basically all of us. She defended the entire Constitution, the country. I mean, kudos. I hope I end up meeting this woman. I think she did a masterful job. I think she's a phenomenal attorney. If I were to ever teach a class in criminal procedure, I would invite her as a speaker, and I would use this case in her defense as a case study. I think she did a masterful job. The prosecutor obviously did a masterful job. I like the fact that he did not bring up the fact that the defendant was not present in the courtroom. That could have been a cause for mistrial. The defendant's right to not appear in the courtroom is loosely tied to their constitutional right to not testify in their own defense. So if a prosecutor were to say, well, he didn't even testify, that would have been an immediate mistrial, right? It's not as clear as that if they don't appear, because the judge could force you to appear. But in this case, the judge did not force him to appear, so he did have the right in this case, not the constitutional right, but the right in this case to not appear. And so no counsel can bring up the fact that somebody did not do something that it was their right to do in that case, right? So, and he didn't have to, because it was the metaphor of the case. You were not there for your daughter. You're not here to face the charges. Not only did you obviously did not testify, you did not even appear for 10 days of trial, right? If there were robots on this jury, Julia, they could find reasonable doubt that he intended to kill his daughter. His very brilliant attorney told him to plead guilty to abusing the corpse. Now we know why, because she was looking at the evidence before the case started. And she said the only shot we had that you will ever see daylight in 20, 30 years from now is for you to plead guilty to these and let me focus on the big charge, the one that has life without potential of parole, which is second-degree murder. So I think she did a masterful job. My hat is off to her. I don't think it could be a more difficult case. Your client's not there. His daughter was, you have to repeat what happened, but yeah, that's my opinion.